What's up, guys? It's your boy Swills here, and today I'm going to quickly talk about the Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders for almost all of the middleweight belts. This was a big fight. It's probably one of the biggest in boxing in recent memory. It's probably the biggest one of the biggest ones we'll see this year. And despite Billy Joe Saunders not bringing a lot to the table in terms of good fights and having a knockout power or anything, it's still a huge fight, and anything with Canelo is gonna be sellout crowds, and it's always gonna be crazy. So, going into this fight, I figured Canelo Alvarez would win, but I didn't think it would be particularly easy for him. And I'm not saying that I thought Billy Joe Saunders would take him to a decision, but I felt like Billy Joe Saunders is a tough fighter. He fights very close. He's good at wrapping himself up, and he's good at getting out of bad situations. So I was thinking somewhere between rounds, probably 8 to 10, somewhere around there. And I know it's like, oh, Captain Obvious over here. But I thought he would be able to survive early, try to show off, try to show Canelo something that Canelo couldn't have predicted. And he kind of did. In the early rounds, Billy Joe Saunders kind of was winning the fight almost in a way. And I feel like many of the rounds could have gone in either direction. I was watching the fight on DAZN, and the two guys judging on the scorecards from DAZN had completely different numbers. I feel like it comes down to how much you paid attention, what you paid attention to. So that could have gone either way, although I thought it was pretty close to a tie going through 7, maybe even almost 8 rounds, right until the fight ended. And there's gonna be a lot of speculation about how this fight ended. After 8 rounds, it looked like Canelo was really starting to take advantage at the end of the 8th round there, and that rounds 9 and 10, he was probably going to look to put Saunders away, and that's the way it was looking. There was a big uppercut in the 8th round that just boom, right on the side of the eye of Saunders, and I imagine probably broke something, maybe popped his eye socket, could have did something to his cornea. His eye was almost swelled shut, and for his corner to call it off like that, there's got to be a good reason why. You're not just going to end that kind of fight. That is the biggest fight of any guy's career. This is Billy Joe Saunders, undefeated, going for the biggest. This would be the biggest win you could possibly have in your career. There's a reason why you call it off. You don't just call it off there because you feel a little hurt or you don't want to continue. You feel like you feel impending doom coming upon you in the 9th round. No, there's probably something very wrong going on there with his eye, potentially something that they needed to address immediately, and we'll find that out. I'm sure with due time we'll figure out what really happened there. But Canelo is Canelo. What are you gonna say about him? He continues to fight the best. Continues to beat the best, and I wouldn't say this was a particularly dominant fight that he put on there, but you could tell that he was still ready to go. He wasn't lacking energy, and he continues to be one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. What's next? Perhaps Caleb Plant for that last belt. I think that's the fight to make there. Maybe there's something, a little filler in between. Canelo is on a pretty good streak of fights right now. He's fighting every few months, so maybe he wants a little bit of a break before another fight. Who knows? Or maybe he wants to get it all done now. We'll see what happens with him. As for Billy Joe Saunders, I hate to say it, but that's probably the last we'll see of him at the top. It's just kind of how it goes with these boxers. These guys that don't have a lot of hype around their names can't really build up a massive fight, and he'll probably continue to be a very big player in England. He'll get fights, maybe. There's a number of guys that'll probably step up to challenge Saunders next, but I think that's the last we'll see of him in terms of a big shot like this. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think I scored Canelo. I think I had Canelo 1 round ahead at the time of the stoppage, but once again, it's really, you could go in many different directions with it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought. Leave a like. It helps me get the video out there. Subscribe as well, if you don't mind. And yeah, more content coming soon. Take care, guys, and peace.